The opinions and views expressed in the following video are for entertainment purposes only. They do not reflect the views of Twin Galaxies, Persistent Productions, or any of its affiliates. Welcome everybody to the Twin Galaxies podcast for August 2010. I am Michael Soroka, along here with Josh Houselander. A very special episode of the podcast. We are at the International Video Game Hall of Fame Big Bang inaugural party.
Yes, IVGOF.
IVGOF?
IVGOF is what I've been calling it. Yeah.
Man, that works for sure.
Yeah, IVGOF.
We're here. We have a jam-packed episode for you. If you haven't seen some of these clips, these will be a little bit longer, as we've been thrown up on YouTube during the International Video Game Hall of Fame, or as known by some of you as IVGOF. Yeah. We'll be bringing you all the interviews here over the past months, and some of the content will be available on our YouTube account as well if you don't see it here. The whole International Video Game, from inductees, world record set here at the Big Bang in the Twin Galaxies pavilion area here.
This thing started, what, like 10 minutes ago, and we already have so much footage that it's ridiculous. We're going to have so much more interviews and footage. And
this is one long episode, and hope you enjoy it.
We're here with Joel West, who is going to try to take the Frenzy record this weekend. They had a little bit of technical difficulties, I understand, but seems to be up and running.
Right, well thank you. What we're going to do is we're going to use the Berserk machine, which has the same boards except for the ROMs, to try to do this. My hero is Michael Olson of Grinnell, Iowa. He's the one who did all the work to save my bacon here. The machine was giving us a lot of trouble. I even actually started the attempt last night and got into it, and then it gave me trouble. But it's repaired now, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm going to try to reclaim the record that I had 28 years ago. It's a long time, but I'm going to try to do it. And I'm also going for the longevity record. The longevity record right now stands for an arcade machine at 57 hours and like 14 minutes. There are claims all over the net that people have played different amounts of time. There's even a claim for 85 hours for console play. We're going to see if we can eclipse all that right here on this machine this weekend.
Oh, that'd be great. We will definitely be rooting for you, and we're going to try to get that tech on with us too, because it sounds like he's quite a savior here.
He's a savior, he's a hero, he's a good friend.
Yeah, I hear you only got about 45 minutes in last night before.
Yeah, I got 45 minutes in, and I worked on it 2 hours after that, and I decided I'd just wait on him this morning. He'd already driven an hour back to his home, and I wasn't going to call him. We've got time to do it. We're going to get it done.
I hope you got a little bit of sleep in there somewhere if you're going to go for
a little bit.
70 plus hours here.
I got a little bit of sleep, but I realized that the trains come through Ottumwa at night every 4 minutes. Right over there. So I know the train schedule now. So, but I'll be all right today.
Good. Well, good luck to you. We will all be rooting for you.
Thank you very much.
We won't take any more of your time. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Michael Soroka here of the Twin Galaxies podcast, here along with Ben Gold, the That's Incredible champion from 1982. Am I correct?
That is correct. Well, actually 83.
83, I'm sorry. It's such an honor to meet you here today. I'm so glad that you're going to be in the first class of the inductee into the International Video Game Hall of Fame. How does it feel when you were contacted about being inducted in the International Video Game? How did you feel about that?
Well, I mean, obviously I'm very happy to be here. Mm-hmm. I was the first part. What was interesting was to hear that there were only 29 people that were accepted. So I understood that was an exclusive group, and so I mean, there's a lot of other people that I felt should be here or could have done had made a bigger impact than I did. So so I was just but again, I was just very happy to hear that, and. Yeah, you know, it's to me the question is really not so much this one, but I'm excited to see the direction of the Hall of Fame, to see where Walter's going to bring it, because I can see that this is the beginning. There's no hard infrastructure in terms of a museum, working out some logistics, and I think that this has the potential, if it's done right, to really be able to attract pilgrimages of people that want to be this is where everything started.
Oh, it would be a part of entertainment for travelers to come here, and it would be part of Ottumwa's history as a part of the Twin Galaxies arcade. My other question about That's Incredible game show.
Yeah.
Do you see it in the potential future that may happen again? And would you watch something like that in the future?
Well, I think it's kind of, as far as modern gaming, there's been many attempts to create channels and different kinds of entertainment medium. So I'm not sure whether a Donkey Kong or a Pac-Man kind of, going back to the arcade games would do so well. I mean, I think what I've figured out is that financially, the old games that I played maybe account for a very small percentage of the marketplace today.
Yes.
However, where the value is in the fact that a lot of the 30-somethings to the early 50s, people remember that as their childhood. And that's where the draw is that people, it's almost, when we talk Pac-Man and Space Invaders, people remember their childhood. It's more of an emotional thing. So, I don't know. I mean, there's many directions, many ways. The people are still trying to figure out how to monetize video games. I mean, what I'm surprised about, and what I think would be really interesting, is if one day there was a major league, or I would say a gaming league, kind of like the National Football League, the NBA or Major League Baseball. Right now, there's a lot of different leagues. You've got Twin Galaxies out there, kind of as the referees. You have a Hall of Fame museum. So I still see that there's potential for something to, because if something like that were to gel.
Yeah, I think we're working in the right direction here at the Twin Galaxies. Obviously, there's a couple other like Major League Gaming. I believe that's more of a team-oriented thing, but that doesn't cover the broad genre. I'm thinking of more of like a tournament type setting of all type of video games, I mean, but there's gray areas, of course.
The thing here, and I'll tell you, my weakness is, if you're asking me kind of, and I'll just say kind of off the record, this is not my expertise.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's just, I kind of have an idea, but I'm not like on the know on kind of where modern gaming is going. Okay, well,
do you play any current? You still playing the old games, or?
I play a little bit of Millipede. I'm still pretty good at that. My philosophy is different than, let's say, some of the other counterparts is, I look at it like this. One of my sports heroes is a guy named Roger Staubach. He used to play for the Cowboys, and unfortunately for my life, I'm a Cowboy fan, which is kind of a curse. It's been at least the last 15 years, or 13. Now, Roger Staubach had a really good career, but nobody goes to him today to say, hey, we need you to throw 3 touchdown passes next game. And it's kind of like I enjoyed being a champion, or being part of really a group of champions, because we were maybe 10, 15 people in the core. Billy, me, Steve Sanders, Darren, Olson, Chris Steele. I mean, I can name 10 or 15 people that I ran with. And we were always wanting to do the professional gaming thing, but pretty much I made a clear split. Like in '84, I knew the arcades weren't going to work, that the professional gaming as I envisioned it wasn't going to happen. And so I went really for about 15 years with almost no contact. And only in 2000, when Billy tracked me down, which is pretty funny because him and Walter called me when I was in Europe, did I kind of get reacquainted with the whole video game thing. And then these 2 documentaries came out. So there was kind of a filming period in 2005. At least I was only in Chasing Ghosts. And then after all that came out, things calmed down. So I have been it's been more looking back at the history of video games than kind of, I mean, like I have a son who's really into a lot of the newer online games, and I spend my time restricting him from playing. So I don't know if that answers that.
Oh, it does for sure. Do you have a favorite video game by chance? Your favorite? Do you have an absolute? Okay, well, let me say that differently. Stranded Island, you could only have one video game.
I'd probably get bored.
Well, I mean, one video game.
Now, when I was 16, if you gave me a Millipede machine, I probably would be there for a day or for a couple of days before I noticed there was nobody there. But the Ben Gold of today, I mean, video games hold. Maybe, I don't know, it's not who I am. I mean, playing the video games. You know, I do feel, and that's something that I would like to have, is I would like to have the story. I don't think the story of Twin Galaxies has been told yet. There's been 2 documentaries out there which have covered certain elements of it, but I still think there were a lot of things that happened in '82 and '83 that I would like to maybe express or be able to do, because that was a really interesting time period.
Very neat. That was the national championship team, correct?
Yeah, well, it's, you know, and it's not just the, I mean, for me it was Life magazine. That was like a watershed event. Really, in many ways, is looked at as history's first video game gathering of competitors. So, like, when we talk even about That's Incredible, and I don't, how do I say, I mean, I kind of had forgotten about it. I mean, it was only after Walter called me up and said, no, but you won the first video game championship. And I'm going, okay, whatever. I mean, it was a nice thing. But I always considered us to be more of a friend. We were more friends, and then for very short periods of time, competitors.
Very neat.
You know, we ran together, and we all were just trying to figure. You know, we were on this forefront, kind of like pioneers, figuring out where's this going to take us. And unfortunately, the economy there was really no way to monetize what we did.
That's true. Well, it sounded like a great time, and maybe we will hear that story soon in the future. Maybe a filmmaker will make it and can contact you guys about the story of Twin Galaxies.
I will tell you this, though. What I've learned through Chasing Ghosts, and especially through King of Kong, is that the next time that I'll just say that I want to make sure that the next time I take the energy to do that there's certain elements of the story that I want to be in there.
Very neat. Well, congratulations on your induction into the Video Game Hall of Fame.
Hey, we are here with Phillip Day, the no relation to Walter Day.
No,
Twin Galaxies founder, and Galaga, Arcade Galaga World Champion.
Yeah, Galaga tournament.
Galaga tournament,
Yeah.
okay.
I say Galaga, but you say Galaga. No, what do you say?
I say Galaga.
Galaga.
But,
I say Galaga.
Galaga?
Yeah. I think Australians say Galaga. I think because it's like sounds like lager. There's a beer or galars. There's a bird called a galar in Australia.
Really?
Yeah, so it probably sounds a bit like that. Galaga.
Oh,
but you say Galaga.
You know, I don't know what a
I'll say
Galaga is.
I'll say Galaga from now on.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is, so you might be right.
No, I'm sure everyone says Galaga,
Hey,
but for some reason.
You're the world champion.
Yeah,
so.
I know, but I'm not.
You've had this record for how long?
Just on a year, I think. Yeah, nearly a year now. Yeah, it was September last year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, and that's one of my personal favorite games ever. Actually,
everyone says that.
No, it is. It is because it's fun. You know,
yeah, it's just wail away on the game, just get in there.
Sure. Actually, the other host, Nick Houselander, who couldn't make it to this trip, is going to be bummed because it is his favorite game of all time. So
I think it's the most bootleg game of all time, isn't it? It's a pretty popular game.
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
It was certainly popular in Australia. Like, it was funny in Australia growing up. There's always Galaga machines, but I never saw a Miss Pac-Man machine ever.
Really?
Never saw one. And Centipede, never saw one. I didn't even know you played it on a trackball. I never saw one. But Galaga, Galaxian. Saw Donkey Kong from time to time, but not as popular. But basically ones where you shot stuff, like 1942, even those games later on.
Sure.
Anything where I think it was just that smash it around machine. You get it was like a pinball machine. You could get on, just really smash the buttons. Hyper Olympics and stuff like that. But those more finesse games, you know, like Pac-Man or whatever, they weren't as common. They were still common, but not like Galaga. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was very popular anyway.
Is this the only world record you have?
Yeah, it's the only one I've gone for. Yeah.
Okay. Now the question I always wonder with the arcade guys is, do you ever think about, since you've mastered Galaga,
I wonder where this is going.
do you ever think about just picking up the Nintendo and the Atari and all these other ones and grabbing a Galaga record on all these just to have them, or don't those mean much to you?
I think the thing with, like you're saying, with the because of the Galaga machine, just the way it works, like can you really bash the buttons? But I remember on the old Atari as a kid, because it's like this and you've got the button, it doesn't quite feel the same as, really, so it doesn't have that feel and that response. I mean, I'm sure it's good anyway.
Sure.
But same with those mains, I've played them on that. But no, I've never looked at any of those. The only game I was sort of interested in was on, I haven't even played it, but I know it's here, I'll have a go, but on Xbox, Geometry Wars.
Oh, okay.
It looked like fun. I've never played it, I've never even seen someone play it, I've just saw a bit of it once on somewhere. But I've thought of going for the having a crack at the marathon one, not just to put my name up there in the top 10, but I probably never will. I'm not as interested in the marathon scores. The idea of sitting on a machine for that long.
Well, you know, and at this point you can get Galaga on your Xbox, and you can get it on your PlayStation. You get it on, you know, there's so many different versions. I was wondering, do you always just kind of look at it as, I got the real one, so...
oh, you mean is there a hierarchy? I suppose some people might say that, but I don't know. I think there's people out there getting scores on games that, you know, like I had a game of Joust here, and just recently was here, and that game's hard. I just find it hard, like just flapping those, you know, like so someone else can get a score on that, or Street Fighter or some games I've never played. I just confused by, you know, do you know what I mean? Like it's just one of those
absolutely.
things. So I've never been. The only game I really would like to have a go on, and it wouldn't even be about getting a record, just learning to play it, was Defender. Because as a kid, you know, you threw money in that and just gobbled it away. So I never had enough money to learn how to play it. 'Cause I had all those buttons, and you think, oh, well, I've got to press thrust, and I don't know what to do. And so I never learnt to play it, and I think it'd be fun to just learn to play it, but I've never have.
Are you making an announcement? Is that the next one you're going to go for?
No, well, I don't even have a Defender machine, you know. So I don't even have my Galaga machine.
I was to say, you did own your own Galaga machine.
Yeah, but I sold it. Yeah,
oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. I sold it after I got the record. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Stop me from playing.
No, I've talked to a lot of people, even just here today, who say that after they've gotten a record, they just almost feel like never playing that game again.
Yeah.
Is that how you felt with Galaga? Or?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't play it, and I remember I switched it on one day, and the rug screen came up, and that sort of noise, that wing, you know, as it really switched on. It was a really weird, familiar sound again, and I started playing it, and it was comfortable to play. Like it was all there, all the muscle memory and that. And it was quite therapeutic. But I just pulled the plug on it. And it's not because I suppose you enjoyed playing it, then you get the record. It didn't ruin it for me, but it just I don't know. Just doesn't. It's just not there, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'll end up having another game at some point.
You got to feel like mission accomplished at that
point.
Yeah,
I suppose. Yeah, and if someone came and took the world record, I can't imagine I'd feel I'd need to chase it. You know, it's fun to have that world record, and if someone beats it, then fantastic. You know, there's it's good that these things are kept alive. Like, I mean, I don't know who the guy is. Some guy in Japan, I think it was, who made the game. I mean, the fact that people are here talking about it today and setting scores. You know, what was it, 1981? I think it was. It was made in 1981. I think so. You know, what's that? Nearly 30 years later. Is that right? Have I got that right? Was it 1981? Yeah, it did. Yeah, 1981. Yeah. Okay. So it's, you know, you probably never thought that those games were just made to make a certain amount of money for a summer or a year and disappear forever. So in fact, if someone gets another score on it, fantastic. You know, that's what keeps these things going. But I don't think I'll do it.
What was your score?
3.2 million.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it was a bit more complicated actually. I got 3.4. Because who's the head guy at Twin Galaxies now? Is it someone Nelson?
David Nelson.
David Nelson, yeah. But I got 3.4 million. But I videotaped it on long play, so the pixel count was too low because it has it on the official rules, and I didn't realise this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wasn't angry, just because you've got to have these rules somewhere.
Absolutely.
So anyway, but he housed it because they realised, you know, but they can't, which was fine. I said I'll do it again. So the second score was 3.2. The personal best is 3.4. So you can have a look. He's got it if you want to see the tape. But my actual one's 3.2. Yeah, the official one. Yeah.
Excellent.
3.2 million. I don't know what the thousands was. 3.2 something, whatever million. Yeah.
Excellent. You had mentioned, just another curious thing. You had mentioned to me off camera that in Australia they don't have the real decorative game systems in the one. Tell me a little bit more about that. You're starting to.
Yeah, it was funny. In Australia, like all the machines are the dedicated machines with all the fancy artwork up the side, because it looks really. I really like that. In some ways, I mean, that artwork was more exciting than the game to look at, you know, because they couldn't.
It's what draws you in.
Yeah, it draws you in. And some machines came out dedicated, like Gauntlet, because it was too hard to build the cabinet. So what they do is they'd ship out the screens and the circuit boards, and they'd assemble them in Australia. They built their own sort of cabinets, so they're really big, ugly looking cabinets, and they just have generic stickers of like some sort of lunar landscape and some spacecrafts and laser beams or whatever. And then there'd be a little plaque at the top about so big, and then they just slot the name in. So it'd say Galaga, then you play another one and say Pac-Man, or every now and then someone might they would, you know, like paint it themselves, like spray paint on some, you know, stencils of, pardon me, Pac-Man or whatever. But a few dedicated machines came out, like Gauntlet, because of that reason. It was too hard to build. Dragon's Lair because of the laser discs, of course. But few and far between. I don't, you know, we had. I think you call them cocktail machines. And I think your ones here were sort of long that way, weren't they?
Somewhere.
The ones in Australia were like a coffee table that went that way, and we called them tabletops.
Okay.
And they were very common because they used
that's what we call them too.
Oh,
tabletops.
Yeah.
I hear the cocktails what they seem to call them.
Yeah.
These days, when I was a kid, I called it a tabletop.
Yeah. And they were great because they always had them in takeaway shops. Like you'd get a hamburger and chips or fish and chips, and you'd have that sitting there, and you'd be drinking and playing.
Here they had them at all the Pizza Huts.
But I don't actually.
They're just covered in grease.
Curiously, like in Australia, no one trusted the credit. Like when you went up to an arcade and you wanted to have the next game, say. I'm playing, whatever, doesn't matter, Galaga, right? Or Galaga, sorry. I'm playing Galaga, and you want next game. Would you just stand and wait to get a game? How would you do it?
Yeah, usually, or you'd just walk away and
then come back.
Yeah.
Well, in Australia, we had this thing. It was kind of an honesty thing. If you were at a machine, and this is funny because those arcades weren't the friendliest places, but it was, you went and put your 20-cent piece on the machine, like a long time, and walked away. But that 20 cents was yours, and that meant you were going to play. And the way you'd identify it was you'd say that's mine, and you'd turn, because in Australia we're a Commonwealth country, so you have the Queen on one side, and on the other side there'd always be some animal like a platypus or something. So you'd say, you put the Queen there, and the next person would put their coin the other way, but you'd remember the date and say 1981, go, that 20's mine, because we'd play for 20 cents, you got a quarter. And then when your coin came up, but that meant if you had the coin there, that was your next go.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird.
Wow.
So anyway, I was just thinking about the different cultures.
They do that at the pool halls.
Yeah,
here.
pool halls. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do that.
No,
in pool
I never
tables.
saw that.
But yeah, that's how it was in the arcade. But the thing is, I wonder what made me think of it was because the cabinet. See, if you put 20 cents on the screen, it's going to slide straight off, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
But see, the cabinets in Australia were made where the glass was like that, and it had a key at the top that unfolded down, and therefore it had a little metal lip, and the coins could sit there.
Really?
So that's what made me think of it. The cabinets.
Oh, okay.
So because the cabinets were different made, you could do that, but you couldn't do it on yours. Yeah,
no, it would.
See what you missed out on. You know?
Yeah. That's an interesting aspect, though.
Yeah. But yeah, so all that decal art. The arcades are fairly, I imagine, dreary in comparison. Like the ones where you see, like I've seen video shots of Fun Spot and that, and all the colourful screen, like the colourful artworks, and the machines were even some are red and blue, and the only other dedicated machines were like those games like the Sega Rally or Outrun, you know, how you had an actual car and stuff. Those ones, yeah, they'd have those, but by and large, yeah, you didn't.
Not a whole lot of that there.
No, mine wasn't dedicated. Mine's ugly. It looks like it's looked like a, you know, when you got a Rubik's Cube when you're a kid, that was all neat. Mine looks like it's, you know, been messed up and someone's pulled the stickers off and tried to cheat the game. It's an ugly looking machine. It's not, and it looks like it had other things in it once. You know, they had pictures of Donkey Kong around the edges and Pac-Man and all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
You said you don't have that machine anymore, or
I sold it to after I got the score, and because I'm now living in Canada for a while, and I sold my house. So I was selling a lot of stuff, and I was selling the machine, and there was a few people who wanted to buy it, and then my brother-in-law bought it off me, so I sold it to him for the same price I paid. So I've still got it. So I know where it is, you know.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I don't actually have it in my possession.
Yeah,
but they're everywhere here. I go to the airport in New York, and it's just Miss Pac-Man and Galaga machines.
There's only one that the world record was set on, though. And
that is all the way in Australia. And it's the ugliest one. Yeah, I don't think you'd want it donated to your museum. It'd be a very ugly machine. I'd be more than happy to donate it, but it's an ugly machine.
Well, yeah, they might think it's a fraud.
Reject it.
Yeah, they'd never guess that was the one.
Well, that's what the concern was. You know, you got to get all the circuit boards checked, but the circuit board's legit. Yeah. And
it's not the box. Right?
The box is ugly.
No, it was an honor talking to you. It was a lot of fun. And I think that's about
maybe we'll set another score in the future.
Absolutely. I hope so. I hope
see
so.
What I do. Learn to play defender first.
Yeah, play defender or go back out and practice joust.
I'll give it up already. It's too hard. But they're both the same guy, aren't they? Eugene Jarvis, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, isn't it Eugene Jarvis who made those games? Yeah, Stargate. That's a game I want to play. Sorry, going over time.
Stargate.
No. Well, Stargate, it's even harder to defend. Is Robotron.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, that's a rare game. I mean, you don't see it around, but that's a great game.
You know, the Ms. Pac-Man machine just cut out on me. I actually had the high score on the board, and it actually just shut off on me.
For the world record score?
No, not the world record. Just the one on me.
You're taking this very casually.
Just the one on me. I just beat the score that was on the machine.
I was going to say, if it was the world record, would have beat the machine. Smashed it to a bowl.
No, it shut off on me. So be careful of the Ms. Pac-Man.
It doesn't have Galaga in it, though, does it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Because they've got Ms. Pac-Man Galaga machines, don't they?
They do. Yeah. I've seen those here. I don't know if those are official, boards or not, but you see a lot of those in the bowling. Yeah, the producer's saying no, those don't count for the world records, but that's what I think too. You got the Ms. Pac-Man Galaga. That seems to be a good marriage.
I think because they're both, is it Namco, isn't it?
Probably,
but I think they're the two I think they're up in the 2 most popular games of all time or something. You know.
Yeah, they got it.
Yeah, up in the top 5 anyway. Yeah. Well, I never played. Like I said, I never played Miss Pac-Man. I wouldn't even know what to do. I know you got to eat dots. But, she looks like Pac-Man with a bow in her hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Why is it that bow makes her look so sexy though?
I don't know. I know it's the women's liver.
It's like, I mean, I don't know.
I like Ms. Pac-Man better than Pac-Man.
Bugs Bunny always looks so good when he dressed up as a woman. Yeah. I mean, I'm confessing this. You know, eyelashes. You sort of got sex. They always look like a. Well, he always put on a. It looked like a cashmere sweater or something.
Yeah.
It always looked kind of sexy. Yeah, I've got a thing for Bugs Bunny as a woman. Miss Pac-Man as well.
Hey, how can't you have a crush on Miss Pac-Man?
Anyway, getting off the subject. Cheers.
Great to meet you.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, John.
Thanks.
Hey, we're here with Paul Zimmerman, who is about to break the. Oh, tell us what you're about to break.
Demon Attack for Atari 2600. So, yep, I'm about 35,000 short, and I've been playing since 6 a.m. this morning when no one was here except for me. And I'm actually going really fast, and I thought I was going to be done getting the world record, like at 3 or 4 o'clock, but actually it's going to be very soon, in a couple of 20 minutes.
Record's 1.5 million, right? I believe you said.
Million. Yeah.
5, and you're at 972,470 right now with and plenty of guys to go. So
yeah, Frankie Cardula, he has the record.
Okay. Well, we will definitely check back in with you, and good work.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Hi, here we're at the Twin Galaxies World Championships 2010, and I'm here with TJ Wolff, a brand new world champion of Undisputed 2010 for the Xbox 360, right? Yeah, you played on Xbox, right, tonight?
Yeah.
Fastest knockout of 6 seconds. And that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, how did it happen? Just 1 punch, 2 punches, or?
Well, I've been trying since I got here to do it. After I found out that the world record is 14 seconds, I had to be all competitive about it, and I had to just run up there and play the game and grab it. And I started out trying yesterday, and like I had the world record for about, not the world record, but I had the fastest time in the place for about 4 minutes and so. And me and my friend were very competitive about it, and we kept going back and forth, back and forth. And then today, it's a new day, and we started playing it again here at the Big Bang, and I just ran up and kept playing and couldn't do it, so I thought I'd give up for a little bit, and I thought I was done. Like my friends got way better than me, I'm done. But then I practiced a little bit, I come up and give it about 6 or 7 more tries, realized I beat him in 6 seconds, and I just couldn't believe it, and I was just amazing.
So really you were battling your friend.
Yeah.
Truly, in the back of your mind, you knew the world record. But
yeah.
You were just trying to beat him, and luckily you came through and you got the world record.
Yes, it's amazing that I got the world record, and I was trying to beat it, but I just was tired of my friends making fun of me for not beating their scores.
Oh, that's pretty neat. Are you from the local area, or are you from, where are you from?
I'm from here, from Ottumwa, Iowa.
Oh, another Ottumwa championship.
Yeah.
It's like the old arcades. It's right here at the Big Bang.
Exactly.
Well, thanks very much, and
yep.
Will we see more from you possibly? Some more high scores than any other games? You got any other games you love to play?
Well, I do enjoy a lot of just like fighting technical kind of games, and shooting games I'm not the greatest at, but I always give it a shot, and I'd love to be on camera again.
Okay. Well, thanks very much.
Anytime.
Hey, we're here with Todd Rogers, Chief Evangelist of Twin Galaxies and Hall of Fame inductee here at IVGOF. What's up, Todd?
How you doing?
Good.
What do you think of the event?
I love it.
What's your game of choice being here?
My game of choice, I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter over there.
So how you doing? You think you could challenge Justin Wong at Street Fighter?
Sure. Yeah, I'll take him.
He says sure at conviction.
Street Fighter, I'm Street Fighter 2 Turbo for Super Nintendo, though.
Okay.
I'll challenge him in that.
So what do you think is going to be the turnout of this event? What do you think the highlights and the high points would be?
I can't wait for the induction ceremony. See all the big stars like you.
All right. Well, big star. I mean, hey, it depends on who you're asking. Yeah, I agree with you on that point. It's the collective of everybody involved, and just the support of the community and showing that, you know, this is what video gaming was 20 years ago. This is what it's progressed to, and the people that play currently now are our future. They have to sculpt and mold what our gaming future will be.
You're setting some records here this weekend too, right?
I'm going to go for the Crazy Taxi, blindfolded and deaf. Meaning I'll put plugs in my ears, I'll close my eyes or turn around the other direction, challenge the public. And the original idea is you pay $1 to play against me. Half the dollar will go towards the museum, and the other half will go towards the Blind and Deaf Foundation. Although I was mixing it up the other night, and I was playing it blindfolded, deaf, and with one hand. But I don't know if I want to go that route of all three, but the blindfolded and deaf definitely.
Excellent. Any other records you're going for? I saw you playing Dragster yesterday for
oh
tie,
yeah,
right?
I don't know. I mean, getting my Dragster record or even tying it is just is really, really difficult, and you have to use a specific joystick. I mean, they have two different types of joysticks. Years ago, when Atari first came out, they had springs, and your mobility with the joystick was very flexible. And they came out with a newer version that had plastic tabs on it, which isolated your movement, which was great for a game like skiing. So, you know, I oscillate between the two of the shifting because you have to have a good stick that shifts properly. Otherwise, your gas and your shifting is all screwed up. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go for a record, but I will definitely challenge the public if they want to a game of Dragster. And I'll even do a blindfolded too.
Let's go. What's your favorite game?
Oh man, that's a loaded question. I mean, I personally have 11,000 games in my collection, and it's like saying, what's the most beautiful actress?
Yeah.
I really couldn't say. I mean, I have favorites of different platforms. Like with Dragster, I played every day. I love Robotron. I always revert back to the Robotron because of its complexity and simplicity. You know, no game is the same. You're lucky if you last past 5 minutes if you're you know, an amicable player, and it lures you in to keep on playing. Right now I'm absorbed with playing Conquer Online, and I'm even on Facebook playing that Farmville only because Morning Dove decided to say, hey, come on, play it, it's fun. And now I'm sort of soaked in with the Farmville thing. It's like rather amusing to see how big I can grow and gain items in the Farmville.
Check out Bejeweled on Facebook,
yeah? Yeah, I've played Bejeweled,
the
Bejeweled Blitz.
Yeah.
I was going back and forth with scores with Leo Daniels, and of course most people know who Leo Daniels is. He's one of the pioneers of gaming as well. And we were going back and forth with a high score on that for a while.
Very cool. The ceremony is tomorrow, of course. You're being inducted. Anybody you're curious to see at the induction?
Shigeru Miyamoto. I mean, you know, he's one of my heroes as well growing up. Seeing the names of the designers and developers, and you know, for being as many events as I have been to, I have not met everybody. You know, I mean, I met a plethora of designers at the Consumer Electronics shows and every other shows event that I've gone to, but there are designers and developers I have not met yet, and Shigeru is one of the people I would like to shake hands with.
You've been with the Twin Galaxies family for a long time, and you are now Chief Evangelist, as we mentioned earlier. Any thoughts on your vision for what you're going to do as new Chief Evangelist of the
Well, organizing competitive gaming, looking at the market and seeing what people want to play and actively compete in. I mean, nobody wants to compete in games that they're not interested in, so you want to bring something to the table that can bring the interest of the populace and say, look, this is what we're about, we'll track your score, we'll verify everything, and yet we'll have a good time of doing it.
Very cool. Thanks so much, Todd. Anything else you want to add about this event?
Come down to Iowa or up to Iowa and let's have the Big Bang Blast. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Todd.
Well, this is a special episode of Twin Galaxies podcast for Nick. Nick, you've been replaced by me. I'm Phil Day and Galaga champion here with Andrew Laidlaw, also a Galaga champion. Now, if it wasn't for Andrew, I wouldn't have the score I've got. He put a score of 2.7 million in 2007, is that right?
That's right.
And last year I put 3.2 on. But Andrew, you're up to get it back again.
I am going to do that.
He's going to get it back, and I want him to do that. We actually get along quite well. But
I know.
Andrew,
we're supposed to hate each other.
Yeah, we're supposed to hate each
right?
other. But Andrew, because Nick is a big Galaga fan, this is why it's for him, but he's so bad at Galaga apparently, so the boys tell me he's absolutely hopeless. What are some of the tactics you're going to be using to try and get your score back? Which I'm sure you'll do. You got a big practice routine?
I have a big practice routine. You know, with Galaga, stay alive.
This is what Nick's so hopeless at. He does. Yeah. That's the one flaw he's got. Apparently he just cannot stay alive.
It's a hard game to avoid getting killed, and the game that we play, for those who don't know, is the tournament setting, is the TGTS setting, which allows a player 5 ships only.
Yep. Rank D.
Yeah, rank D, hardest difficult ranking, and so you get 5 ships, and that's it. It's all you can eat for 5 ships, and it's hard. It's brutal. You're at what now? 3.2 million.
3.2 million.
Yeah, well, that's going to go down. And Phil here, he's from Australia, and he's currently without a machine right now. So when I take your record back, what are you going to do?
Well, Andrew reckons I should. I'm sort of in early retirement. I don't know if I'll go for it again, but maybe when he gets it back, I just won't. That'll just sort of be like a red flag to a bull. You reckon I'll be back on?
You'll be back
on.
You'll be back on it.
And we were playing last night. We did a bit of our team mucking around on Galaga.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the stages, the difficulty stages, and I agreed with Andrew. Like he was saying that he felt the game got difficult at level 13. But did you have any stages you particularly hate? Like do you like the challenging stage? Do you have trouble with those, or is there any? Or you get nervous at 1,000,000 points? I remember when I played 1,000,000 points, my heart started racing. I had to settle myself down.
Well, the challenging stages. In theory, there's a sweet spot.
Yeah.
If you're there,
you listening, Nick? You listening? This is.
Yeah, you don't even have to have your hand on the joystick. You can just kill everything. Yeah. But I've been playing it for, 20, 30 years now, and I really haven't put the time into figuring out those. So that's a weak spot in my game, is the challenging stages. What you think you'd want to improve
I've got those, so you get those.
That's a lot of points there. So the last challenging stage, that's the one I hate the most.
With the Starship Enterprise?
Right, the blue ones.
But what about anywhere in the game that really, imagine as you're getting, because you were saying the other day you got 2.5 million and you hadn't lost a man?
Right.
And then you flaked because they're nervous, that happened to me.
I was having dreams of you going down, 2.5 million without a single crash, had all 5 of my ships, and then I lost all 5 of those ships probably in, 2 minutes.
Because that's the horrible thing about Galaga. Like in other games, you're running around with 1 man, and you have a feeling when you're up there, you got 2 men, everyone knows Galaga, or Galaga, you say Galaga, I say Galaga. Galaga, sorry, I'm in America, Galaga.
There you go.
In Galaga, you got 2 ships sitting up, and people think, I'm going well, I've got 5 ships because I've got 2 up and 3 left. But only a half truth, because if you go wrong, you're going to lose 2 real quick. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so what happened? You got 2.5 million. What score did you end up, or you just chucked it from there?
They were all down so fast, and then, you shut the machine off. That's
it.
5 ships down, turn it off, start over.
Now, it's something I haven't done. I've thought about going for it. And we've talked about it a bit. Are you going to put a score on marathon? Because Andrew's being inducted to the Hall of Fame today here at the Big Bang. You're thinking about putting a score up on the...
I've thought about that, and I don't know if I'm disciplined enough to go 13 or 14 hours, come close, and go, well,
you didn't start.
Let me start that over again.
So that's my problem. I left school when I was 16. I couldn't do homework. I don't know if I can study. Sit down and study for my Galaga that long.
No, the marathon record is impressive. It's the gentleman's name.
Stephen Krogman.
Yeah.
Our hero.
16 million.
I think it's 15,999,900
right.
points, something crazy like that, yeah.
Which I'm guessing, we tried to figure this out yesterday, I'm guessing is about 14 hours of gameplay.
We tried to do maths, but I think we were in a pub or a bar.
Yeah.
But I think it averages out about 800,000 points a man. And I know that's what I was sitting on for 3.2, because in Galaga you got 5 men, but the last one doesn't count.
Right.
If you sit there with 1 ship, maybe Nick can't double up, maybe that's his problem. You got to get those 2 ships going. But when you're left with that last one, that's...
Nick has Galaga issues.
He does.
What I
that's what and that's what you're here to try and fix it. As you're prepared for this world record, that's where it's at. So do you think you'll put a score up for the marathon? You don't think you'll ever try it all?
No, I really like the game that we play.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's concise.
Yeah.
The challenge is 5 ships. How high can you go? Now Richard Marsh was at 1.5 million.
Yeah.
That's the one I beat. I beat him by almost 1 million. Yeah. You took it up another 400, 500,000 roughly.
Well, they disqualified my first score.
Right.
3.4.
Yeah, which was even higher than the one that got accepted. But so you've taken it up. I'm gonna
take it up.
I'm taking it
to
down.
4 million. I reckon you got to get to 4.
So pretty soon, the competitiveness with 5 ships is that's the challenge for me.
Yeah.
I'm really into that set number of ships. What can you do with that? I really like that.
And what about the rapid fire? Are you going to put a score up for rapid fire?
No, I think rapid fire is I actually don't prefer playing rapid fire. It's a novelty.
Do you want to explain rapid fire for Nick? Because I'm not sure if he...
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like with most games, there's a turbo mode that can be set, and it fires bullets twice as fast.
Yeah.
So
none of this sort of stuff.
Yeah. You're firing bullets at a turbo speed.
So this might be better for Nick. Do you think?
For you?
For Nick.
Oh, for Nick.
Because he doesn't have to press as much. He can probably concentrate on left and right.
Nick needs turbo.
Yeah.
He needs turbo all the way.
Yeah. And I think the scores aren't real big. Is it Kevin Moore? I think his name is. Is that it? Someone put it. I think it's. Well, he put a score up. He was talking.
Why
to me.
don't we know that?
Well, he got in contact with me when I got my score, and I said, yeah. And I said, if you want my tape, I'll send it. You've got my tape, and I said, go for it. And he put a score up on rapid fire, and I think on that you get the bonus men, and you got the faster bullets, and I think the score might even be. I think it may be like 500,000 or something he put up. I can't remember. So this could be a good one for Nick.
There is another record out there that a gentleman asked me to participate in, and it was 60 minutes.
Yep.
The highest score in 60 minutes, and that's pretty cool.
That's a good idea.
Because again, it's a limited thing. You know, what can you do within this time frame? Very good.
Now on the bus last night over to the dinner for you inductees, there was talk on the way back of a special, like the talk of a new Galaga world record score, like maybe best score with just one ship or something like that. It'd be interesting in a game like that.
Yeah, you know where that comes from. It comes from Steve Wiebe. He comes over to my house.
Oh, you've got a Team Wiebe, big supporter.
Team Wiebe. So he comes over to my house, and he just has this fixation with playing with a single ship. So now he wants a world record.
Because he just runs around with a jump man.
Yeah, he wants a chance to set a world record with a single ship. I don't think Steve gets it. You're not really going to go far with a single ship, but he has so much trouble getting dual ships.
Yeah.
He thinks it's easier to go through the bullets, which it is. But when it gets insane in the higher stages, if you don't have two ships,
you can't. You're
not going to make it.
I hope you're listening to all this, Nick, because we're only doing this segment really for Nick. We could be spending our time talking
for you, Nick.
Yeah, for the inductee who's going to become soon, again, the world record holder of Gallagher.
I hope so.
So I hope you're listening, Nick, and I reckon the real score out there for Nick is rapid fire.
Rapid fire for Nick.
Rapid fire.
Yeah, and let's see where Nick is a year from now.
Yeah, and Nick, we're putting a challenge out.
This time next year, Nick, rapid fire for you.
Oh, what happened?
Who are you guys? You guys can't just come on the show like this. Yeah, we're recording here. Hey, what are you guys doing?
Well,
Phil, we're holding your stuff in our hotel room, and this is how you're
Well, I think we can.
I'm out of here.
I don't think we needed those.
I'm done with this.
I'm done with this. I mean, I come all the way from Australia for this.
These guys.
Hi, we're here with the members of 8-Bit Weapon, the classic gaming band, if that is the right way to describe you guys. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
We make music using the vintage video game consoles and 8-bit computers. And we performed last night over at the Beer Garden to kind of kick off the event, and that was a lot of fun. And we've been just meeting and greeting with lots of interesting video game figures, like we intend to go get some Billy Mitchell sauce soon.
You should, it's excellent.
We haven't had any yet, and I'm a big fan of hot wings, and I see he's got a hot wing sauce, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Not real hot, but very flavorful.
That's what I like. I don't like it so hot that like you're not enjoying it, but yeah.
Yeah, I like it hot.
Yeah.
You guys have another band? Computer, is that?
Solo band.
I'm Computer, that's what I do by myself, and then I'm also in 8-Bit Weapon.
Okay, cool. And what's the name of your guys' record?
I just released a record called Moda Moselle.
Cool. And Electric High is the 8-Bit Weapon?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they come in these floppy disk CD cases. So some people think they're actually data disc. The data disc is in there if you need it, but the CD's inside of each one.
Very cool. That's very cool packaging.
Yeah, something you can't download,
The music you're hearing in the background is one of their tracks, and for you viewers at home, they can find you guys on the web, I assume?
Yeah, you can go to 8bitweapon.com, and there's free MP3s there.
And same with computeher.com, free MP3s there too.
Great. Check you guys out. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
No problem.
I am here with Triforce, a new world record set here in Ottumwa, Iowa. How does it feel to set a world record in the home of competitive gaming?
It feels good. I actually planned to do it, but I wasn't too sure I was going to be able to do it. So I was really surprised, and I'm really happy that I did. So.
I know. You set a new world record on Tetris. Wii for the Tetris.
Tetris Party Deluxe for the Wii. Yes.
How many points about?
690,000. It's a perfect Tetris game. All 15 levels at Tetris throughout the 15 levels.
Oh wow, that is one great accomplishment. You also have some arcade records as well currently,
I have several arcade records: Mercs, Black Tiger, Tiger Road, Super Mario Brothers, the Street Fighter Championship Edition, Forgotten Worlds.
So you love it all.
Yeah.
You love the arcades,
the consoles,
the mid-generation, as I like to call them now, the Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo, and you love obviously the new ones, right?
New ones, yes.
And you're setting world records on all of them, right?
Yeah, I pride myself on being a man that can cover the past, present, and future. So.
That's what you're like one of my favorite superstars here. Also, what do you think about a whole championship? Like, there's been like tournaments and stuff where you play multiple games to add up points. What would you think about a championship that would cover the whole genre of video games? I'm talking about arcades, the early Atari systems, Sega Genesis, even the mid systems, PlayStation, even like some obscure systems like the Sega Saturn. All those systems, you play some key games, all adding up. I'm looking around 50 to 60 games. Each player plays in every game, and you add them all up like an Olympic type medal event.
I was about to say that.
And that defines a true like gamer. Like the world championship of all video games. You know, you might not get first place on this video game, and now get your overall average of video game player.
Well,
what do you think of that?
That would be phenomenal. I think that's crazy. Wow. For me, I think that would prove who is truly the greatest gamer on the planet. Mm-hmm. So that's a big ego tournament.
Oh yeah.
But it would definitely be a task to get that done. Like how it would be done, that would be big.
That'd be a big push in organization, and you know, I'm thinking you might have to have qualifiers. I'm thinking really big. This is the kind of my dream. Mm-hmm. You know, and actually Josh, our other host, and Nick, our other host, this is something we do on a small scale between a few friends of us, but I'm thinking large scale. This is how you could truly find a gamer, you know?
Well, the best there is anyway. So.
Yes. I understand, what is exactly Empire Arcadia?
Empire Arcadia is a development company for the digital culture and competitive entertainment. The company focuses on developing gamers, using their experiences and their talents to create new markets and set new foundations for the many different genres in gaming. So like, you know, you have fashion in gaming, art in gaming, music in gaming, competitive gaming, community networks through gaming, education in gaming, health in gaming, and so forth. So with the players that we have, that we pretty much manage or distribute throughout the industry, our job is to help develop the entire industry, the culture, and the community as a whole through these genres, based on the skills that we have and the skills that the company teaches its players. Very neat. And where can they visit you on the web, I'm assuming? Yeah, we took down our website in January, and we're trying to put up, actually March, and we're trying to put up a brand new website that embodies what the company does on a solid scale, because in the past our website was more hardcore based. It was directed towards the actual hardcore gamers, and we felt that in order for us to cover the true demographic or fulfill the goals of the company, we needed something that could bridge out to everybody, whether you're a gamer or not. Okay. So our timetable now, we're looking at it, trying to have a website completely finished by at least the end of September. Right now, the website is up. It's at empirearcadia.com/main, but we're gathering some information for now, and we're going to launch a brand new website with a ton of new information and what our new goals are and how we're going to achieve those goals. Very neat. Until then, until September, they can follow you on Facebook, right? Yeah, on Facebook, with the greatest networking tool on the planet, I pretty much use that to get the information out of what's going on in the company with some of its players. Right now, we were at the Time Life reshooting on Tumwa's Main Street and Market, and we have 3 new pictures: the original generation back in 1982, the generation next, and then the kids of the descendants of the actual champions. So we have 3 different generations pictures we're about to put up on Facebook later on today. Oh, very neat. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you. Another fellow champion as well, and maybe I'll make it down to were you guys in New York, right? Yes, we're in New York.
I'd love to game with you sometime. Maybe if we get a chance today, we'll play against each other for sure.
You can definitely stop by. You can find me on Facebook. We're at the Arc in Brooklyn, New York. And you can meet other prolific gamers such as Dominion, Sanford, IFC, Yipes, Rasan, Andre, and then many more, Kraymore, Nightmare, and the rest of these guys.
Well, thanks for your time.
Thanks for your time. All right.
Hi everybody, we're here with One Ship Galaga competitor Steve Wiebe. No, we're here of course with Donkey Kong competitor and International Video Game Hall of Fame inductee Steve Wiebe. What's up, Steve? How's the Big Bang, man?
It's great, you know. I didn't have a chance to come in here yesterday, so there's a lot of people trying for records, and I was hoping to have a Donkey Kong machine here to play a little bit, so maybe there'll be one later, but for the most part I'm just meeting and greeting people and got to go around the city. Pretty nice city here. I haven't been to Iowa before.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
It's warm, so yeah, I had a good time last night.
Yeah, I was joking about the Galaga earlier because, of course, Andrew Laidlaw was on here. He was telling us all about how you come over his house and hack it up on Galaga. And
sure.
He was ripping on you pretty hardcore, saying that you don't know how to double up the ship. And,
well, anyone can play with 2 ships. That's not a challenge, you know. You got 1 ship is enough. 2 ships should be cheating. You shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, you don't get 2 hammers in Donkey Kong.
Yeah, double hammer. I don't never get a double hammer. So I can beat him hands down with 1 ship, I bet you. So there's going to be a new category.
I hope so. I hope so. Although Andrew claims he's going to come out and beat you in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you.
I'll be I'll put the first score up there. And
he's making some claims. He's beating up on Phil's records and yours and everybody else's.
All right, we'll see what he has.
Hey man, any other records you're thinking about going for, or think about trying to take Donkey Kong Jr. back? Or?
The Junior's on my list. I was wanting to play Popeye at one point, but I haven't got my Donkey Kong record back, so it's on the list down there a ways. So we'll see. First, I wanted to play Donkey Kong, go for that record, then the Junior, and then if I get those, which that'll take a lot of work, then I'll go for a Popeye. I'm not very good at Popeye at all, so it'd be like a brand new game almost for me.
Very cool.
I have to learn it.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
We saw you out there talking with Billy Mitchell yesterday a little bit. Have you talked to Hank Chen at all since you got the record?
I called him at probably like 4 months ago and congratulated him, and he was playing at Richie Knuckles. How do you pronounce that? Arcade in New Jersey, or that. So he was playing live at at that time, and I said congratulations, but I haven't met him yet. But he's a nice guy, from what I can tell.
Yeah, we talked to Hank on the show, and what he said about you is he actually had a lot of good things to say about you, because he was talking about how you're the most consistent Donkey Kong player around. Like, you've thrown up more million-point scores than anyone else.
Well, that's nice of him to say. Yeah, I'd like to meet Hank. I would just talk to him briefly, but I was hoping he might show here. But one day we'll play together and share secrets. If there's any more secrets out there.
We got a guy here, Patrick Scott Patterson, who's trying for the record as well.
On what?
On Donkey Kong.
Okay.
He's bragging up talk. He's got 41 days in with 300,000.
Oh, so he's getting a score up. That's good.
Yeah, he's working on it, but
nice.
He's still not up towards you guys just yet.
Well, we've played a lot more hours. At least I have. So.
It's kind of funny when guys like you come in. These interviews take a lot longer when you come in, because people are swarming you and quite the celebrity. Another guy who's here who's got a lot of talk is Roy Schilt. Have you talked to him at all? Mr. Awesome.
Yeah, I've talked to Mr. Awesome. He's around here. He always seems to appear at these events, but he's been very well behaved. Nothing bad has happened.
He always has good things to say about you.
Yeah, I enjoy Roy. I feel bad that he's got the knee problems, but yeah, whenever I see him, we say hello, and it's good to run into Roy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks a lot, man.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you coming on the show, and it's been great.
You bet. Well, thanks for having me. All right.
Hey, we're here with Paul Zimzam Zimmerman once again.
we are here to talk about his Demon Attack record, which is not just 556,345. That is 1,556,345 points. And you're done, right?
Yeah, I'm done. I got some tournaments I'm doing tomorrow, 4 hours a day, tomorrow and Saturday, and then I'm going to play Defender for 10 hours on Sunday. So yeah, this is enough for today.
10 hours about what you played today too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I took some breaks here and there. But yeah, the tape is at the 10 hours.
Oh, okay. And this, the previous record we had mentioned earlier was 1,500,000. So you beat up on the previous record pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, were there any moments when you did this come pretty easy, or were there any moments that you thought you were going to lose it?
Yeah, in the beginning, from the first few hours, a couple times I was down to like 3 lives or something. But yeah, actually, at the end here, some photographers came by to take some pictures, and I was at the very end, and I told them, let me get into this safe zone, or whatever it's called, where just no one will ever kill me. And I thought then, they could take some pictures or whatever. So while I was doing that, I had the max 8 lives, and I just was losing lives. Like, I lost all my lives. I don't have any lives left. Like, if I die here, the game's over. But I didn't want to end it that way. So yeah, eventually, I did it. That was the most stressful. It was pretty stressful there.
Well, we're glad you made it, and we're glad that you get to leave on top where you want to leave, and not have your guy finish off and die. Is this one you plan to defend? If someone were to come back and break this, would you be back to win this one back?
Oh yeah, of course.